Howdy folks, Future Ranger Motor here. Before this episode gets started and on the way, I took it upon myself to actually do probably about 2 chapter quest per video now, because the last one, not much of you guys have commented or something, but I seen the views in the likes, so that's still all good. But the process of everything is going to take a lot longer. So I'm thinking of getting 2 of those done per time. Is still going to be scheduled on it. By the way, happy Friday to everyone here. Like, this is also just happening right after I'm done doing the episode. So it's still Friday, so we're going to get done 2 quests just to kind of schedule out a longer timing. Now, the main change of this may come as a surprise that I may be uploading it a little bit earlier, and I may be doing more recordings of the Techium SkyBlock just because I want to and all that. Hopefully everything else is going to be going good and stuff for this series, knocking on wood for that, as always. You might have heard that sound effect too, but uh, I'm just letting everyone else know with that. Do let me know on how you guys are liking the little sound effects that are happening throughout some of the videos. You might hear that throughout time to time, and there might be little different things that are maybe happening. I'm slowly trying to add new things in and change it up. By the way, I've also gotten done the recording part of Skyward Sword, so those 2 episodes are going to be coming out. I may go back to where I do 2 recordings of both episodes. I'm also rethinking of doing that with Grounded again. I do know if you guys like that. Uh, there is going to be like a little community posting probably eventually soon for something else that is coming up. But do let me know down in the comments and everything else of what types of games you guys do enjoy. I may be able to play them depending on where they're at. Like, I got Game Pass still to do that with, uh, and all that. And for my and everyone else's best interest here and all that, I am not getting the Switch 2. I find it's a waste of money, and it's so damn expensive. Like, and for all the negativity that it has, I personally don't even like the Switch 2. But yeah, and another like little community little posting is, if you're a Zelda fan, you might know them, but you guys are gonna have to take a vote on it. I already know mine is Nehru, as I said in the Zelda episode, for the 3 goddesses. Fiore, Din, I like Nehru. Nehru's been always my favorite, which is also part of the Oracle games. But yeah, I'm just letting you all know with that. So we're going to continue on to the episode. See you in there, folks. It's been a good while. It's about a week has passed. So it is Friday. Happy Friday. Let's get this going. Now, since we have our stone quest to start on the second one, we need one of these to go in. A lot has also happened, as you guys know it from it, as it is Ranger Motor here. Now, this is the last quest. I know I missed it on the last episode from what we did on the first episode, but that's only because I then wanted to continue on from here. Now we got to make some smooth stone. We're gonna to be able to do this, and we can also do the facade blocks, which shouldn't be too hard to do. But yeah, I can only zoom up or down with this. But yeah, we got all this to do for hot stone. Melton, we might even get into, and I don't know if we're going to get basic technium, but we're going to get both of these two done with it, as I got to speak a little louder because people are yelling upstairs, which is annoying, but can't really deal with that. So as I clean this up, we're doing that. So let's get some smooth stone in. We got 14 there. So we have 13 there, and for that, we'll just toss that in. Allow all 14 of them going. And on how do you guys like it? If I bring down for F, it shows that we're a little bit over because this thing ain't really lined up properly in this thing, which is annoying because I follow by this grid, which I am fully in the grid for, because can't zoom in on that. But if I go to this one, we're fully in it. See? So we're technicalities in it, in for the one here. I did find out what that is on a playtest world. Apparently, it's a chest that holds some items. We could actually go get that chest if we so choose to. Or I might just eventually leave it out there and allow you all to figure out what the contents of what's in that chest. There. But as we have enough here to do, we have for this. So now, in this catalog item, we can use our Technium base objects here to buy stuff with. I'm first going to buy this because we need. I don't know if I'm going to buy the charge station just yet, but yeah, we got a lot of it. Ooh, a diamond stichium. We're going to buy that because it's like a builder's one, basically. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. I am going to shift right click for that, and so now we can open up this catalog book and order from it instead of trying to figure out what we need. But I do know we're going to need that, and we're also going to do some more quests to get some more of this. Let's grab these into here. We need sticks. Oh, I used the wrong type of sticks. We need this one to give us the sticks on what we need. We'll grab both of them. And that will allow us to do for that. Now, I'm going to use these 8 to buy carrots. So now, as you see, I've been doing a whole bunch more work. I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to throw those in there. The stick. I'm going to keep that over here. We get a lot of fixing and cleaning, so I'm going to re-grab these. They're gray. All of our sticks. What we're going to need to do, and we need to make some wood gears, so you guys see me already do for that, and everything else with that. There, I made the wood gears, and this I will make the stone gears. Now we got that done, so we need to claim this one so I can move down to list the other ones. So this flood oven, it's basically a easy way to move liquids around. With that, we're going to make 2 of them. I don't know if I'm going to use them yet. We do need more leaves. Because I did found something better to use with this. I might say that leaf. We're going to request. It's used for here, but we want to get down to this. So we need to make for this, which is very simple to make in. So that's regular stone. We need more stone. I don't have any more charcoal, but I need to produce charcoal. Just checking on for this stuff. We do have those. Gonna have to make some more charcoal and stuff. So 9 of those down, and these 12 are gonna make some charcoal. Okay, everyone. There is also another item what we need to make. It's right here. We're gonna make all 5 of these. Now, the whole reason why I have this is for us to actually make water a little bit easier instead of going the long way. You'll know this eventually later on in the pack. I'm just skipping a little bit ahead because I did some research on it. So we are going to put it right here. And we're going to put these down and right click them. Now we have infinite water. And looks to be our stone may be done from all the charcoal will be used, and yes, it has. So we're going to do that, we're going to take 8 of that to make that into smooth stone. Okay, and as we do that, so now if we go to here, we shall be able to make this. I'm going to bookmark it so it makes it easier. We're missing planks. Luckily, there's enough planks there. There we go. So now we got that one done. We have that. We could go this way, but I want to make this. And who knows, more later down the line, you guys might end up seeing me prepare more episodes, and due to the items, what will be shown. So we can do a little bit sprinting around, almost till we get to the chest area that kind of blocks us. Only have about 3, which will make about 7. We're going to 2 of them again. And the mini coal here only smelts 1 item at a time, as what it shows here. So that's going to be handy for us. Let's clear away for the gears. And there we go. So we made that already, so now we have to go here. We're going to make that. That's going to allow us to complete that. Now this, since I have grass still, this is a good sign for that. There it is. Some yellow. And it looks like we got some seeds too. For melon and pumpkin seeds. Great. It's got a wheat seed, so that's even better. So now we got both flowers. And for that. Now, then, we do have enough tea for the leaves with the cloche and all, which is right here. Now, there's two different ways I'm making that. I'm going to make a second cloche, so I'll see you guys then. We have another cloche here being presented up. Now, the whole reason why I have this one here is I'm going to put a leaf there and a log there. Now that's going to make us leaves. Down here we have this to finish up our almost of the whole quest up here. So now what we need to do is to do that. Now we have 5. And here is 6, which I'm going to grab the counter log and we're actually going to grab 2. Unless it used it all on us. Go to here. Going down the list. Which is for 1 glowstone spray. Takes 3. We had 6. I might have bought something else with it too. That forced us to only have 2. Oh well. Anyway, what this is supposed to be actually for, perfect timing too, on how it's becoming nighttime. I right click the area, and also I can unclick the area, like shift and stuff, and to take it off. But we're putting down light sources, even though hostile mobs will not spawn until we have set up a new area for them to actually fully spawn. We can't put one there. But as I'm doing this, can I put one? Nope. There. So now we have in the process 4 lit corners of it all. Our stone is done here. But I do know I'm going to have to make some more charcoal. So again, bring you all back. Here we go. Now we can also make the facades early. I think it goes like this, then take for that, and there. There we go. We get no claim reward from making the facade. But this will allow us to hide the cables along the areas. I'm going to throw them in there. I did realize when making a mistake when we had one in our inventory. I'm going to repair that. Gonna throw those in there. Gotta make some more of them, of the multi-tools. We're gonna make a new chest and host all of our organics and gardens supplies in there. And I could see about hearing it from you guys. Oh, why don't I make barrels? That is part of a quest, which we'll be able to do a little bit later on. So we're going to need that. I'm just going to put it over here for our garden supplies. And a hope everyone here is knowing about the original way on how to make this garden a lot work a lot better. Is that we put them in rows with the opposite ones there. And again, it's raining and I don't have the toggle one, but that's fine. We had this 5 extra left over. I must have miscounted with it, but it hasn't been the first time that has happened, and won't be the last. So as those are coming up to become for that, we got to get some more stuff with it. Okay, even though I don't want to complete this one for it, in order to kind of move on, we're going to need the ambient water collector, and I hit the wrong button for that. So we need to go here, we need to make, and that uses up our other ones, but at least then that one's done. So now onto our next one we need to do is to make a stickium mesh, which just the wooden mesh that allows us to get down to here, then to this. Again, we need to make for that. Luckily I've been making stone in for here, but we're gonna need to get some more of it cooking up. Well, not much of stone, because to actually make for this, since now we can bookmark it to officially see it, even though I had it bookmarked, I couldn't really see it. We're missing this and another stick mesh. So in a way, we need to make more. Yes, and if we want to have more areas, we can make a stick crate, like so. And that will allow us to have, first up, what was that? Oh, we can make planks out of the sticks there. That might come in handy later. Most of you might not know it, but something what I'm thinking of may be in the runs for it later. So now we have all 16 stone, and I am going to produce for 8 into smooth stone and keep for this, because that's going to allow us to make another stone gear. We can make one at least. Well, we could make another one. I'll just do that. Then there. That's going to allow us to make almost about 2 of them. Do need that to do for another one. And there, we got that. Then there. Okay, I want to put this right here, because it's not technicalities machine block. By the way, let's check on these. They're growing just fine. We're going to move those to the garden area. I'm eventually going to have to get something that allows me to pick up all this dirt and stuff, so I can move it over there. And because this is more of our, it's like crafting to napping area, as you see for the house. Well, the bedding area. Because really, we're in a skyblock. There's not much to make a house. And these 2 areas might become, this might become our machinist area, and this one's storage. And of course, we got to build up and down for all that. The whole reason why I'm that, just so we have enough room for everything and all that. Let's grab that. For all those to be done. So I'm going to go like for this, all that, and that back to there. Now into here. Of course, we need clay and stuff. We can go to here. Here's the speed up, which we got all those there that need it. Now, again, gonna need to make some more stone, so we're gonna do a stack. But the main thing of what we need to do is I'm gonna get these. Okay, our mulch is here, so we're gonna hold shift, place the mulch on top. I'm gonna do the half steps here. We're gonna get the hoe. Right click, as what we did over there. Take the leaves, hold shift, and put it in. Now we just waterlogged it. So now I can remove away these. And bam. Now I did research on this. The water block ain't consumed when we do that. Did I put that in the... Yeah, I did. Put it in the right area. So now we're going to need about 10 dirt blocks. And we're going to let that go. Now that's going to sift out the dirt. And we're going to get a bunch of random items. What we're looking for at the time is clay, so we can go down into this branch. As we do that, we're going to come back over to here. Most of our stone is almost done. I'm just waiting for the second one, or not second one, for it to become with 12, which is right now. We're going to make 3 stone gears, and we're going to do like so, and make for this. Now we're going to need more stone gears, which we'll only have enough to make for, or we only had one to make enough for one, but now we can make at least 2 more. We just need 8 more stone. Because we're going to make the tier 1 speed up, which we have enough to make. So I'm just going to grab that. Where to see for there. Then of course we're going to need to make more of these for the shears, which we can use the wood ones, or if we have one that didn't break, which we end up using, and then we combine them here. Now the no seed upgrade is with all these seeds to make for that. And in my process of talking, we have 3 stone in there. We can make the furnaces faster, but that will come later, and I'm failing on the gear making, which will go like that, there, done. So now we're going to throw that up there and there. Now I could throw it in here, but that's working at a good speed. This one's somewhat working at a good speed. We can't absolutely bring them down to 0, but we can shorten this. And these are upgradable, but we don't have the stuff to upgrade it yet. That's what's coming down later in the line. So now we can make dirt by doing this with the leaves, as you guys probably seen, instead of me putting a sapling in there. There we go. And we got this 5. Let's check over here and see all the stuff what we get. In doing so, we have cleared for that. Now, we're going to need to make some buckets here. I'm probably going to use up most, if not all, the clay what we had to make the buckets. Because we're going to get more of it right here. Because we're going to need the bricks of it soon. And as this is going, again, I probably miscounted. Or that, because I know I threw a stack in. So we might be perfect with it, and that's where the other coal went. So we're going to just throw all those in there. I'm actually, well, once I cook up one of the buckets, going to make a farming area just so we can have everything all catching up with speed on here. In the process, you guys know how to set up farms, so I'm going to actually quickly set up a farm and bring you guys back. Well, it looks like everything else is all done with this. And since now it is, we're going to fill this up. On both sides. And here. We're going to need a little more. Potatoes there. It's the wheat. And there we go. Carrots. Of course, we're going to need some more. Wheat. There we go. What's there? Wheat, potatoes, carrots. So, potato there, potato there, potato there, there. So I'm going to throw another wheat there. I gotta get some more carrots right here. So we have 5 carrots, which I think that'll be enough now. Right there. So next by it there. Here. Well, of course we need potatoes. Luckily for us. There we go. There we go. And there. Be done with that. So let's split that again. And we're going to cook up that stone in here. Got enough there, and leaves. Now I'm going to take that out. I am going to move these over there. Let me chalk down the hole. Back that out. We're going to make some more cloches I'm gonna have to travel underneath this and get some more dirt. Pick up the rest of the dirt. So we're gonna throw that there with that. And I don't really need much for that. But that's growing with the speed up. So we're going to throw those in there. I'm going to use my power. Grab that. I'm going to need more of these so I can fill up this area. Probably enough there. We are going to go here. But what we're not allowing to fall is the dirt. So, going to quickly do for this. There's a 4. See you all afterwards. Okay, we can now make some brick kilns. Oh, an item trash can now. Because that's in the newer versions. There's a brick smoker, but we don't need the smoker yet. I want to put this here. Now, kiln. That's the alloy. I'll put that to make netherrack, but that's not what we need. It has more speed with stuff. Sandstone, smooth, line terracotta into that, redstone. Oh, black brick by smelting brick. Okay. Duly noted, because that wasn't in the beginning part of this. Let's collect the mountain of these, which is 9 of them. I think we can make this share one just for convenience for it. Which would be like that. There. Now. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Which we can make the speed one. But we want this one. Because what this one will do was allow us to get leaves from this by putting it in there with it. And then now, in the process of what this one's already doing, this one can give us leaves too in the process of having it. We're going to need to make some mini comb. As I'm having one area make charcoal. 2 mini coal in there, or mini charcoal. Just gonna smelt those up. But yeah, in here, see, so we have that. That's what that's for, basically, but honestly, I don't really think that's gonna be handy so much. Oh, and if you're wondering on how I got the grass here, we right click with it with wheat seeds to make grass. So that's on how we do with that. So now we got our stone smelting here, charcoal making here. In here, we can't make glass just yet. We need to make a blast furnace. But in order to make the blast furnace, we need a door. So I was thinking of making a brick style blast furnace, which is the actual in the quest here with it, where it takes smooth stone there, 3 brick, and the brick furnace to make that. Of course, we gotta make bricks, but that's vanilla crafting. So yeah. Luckily for us too. Just so we have that other question. Now we need to get a little bit more clay. So I gotta make more dirt. Gotta do some more in here. Luckily we have it in here. Inside the brick one up here is gonna be to where it's gonna be able to be used. So now we have enough there. We might need to make more bricks. Luckily, I'm doing that, so it's going to be more. Got more clay here. We can throw that in there. I hope you all remember on how to make coarse dirt. If you guys didn't, then I'm surprised you guys made it this far without stumbling across this recipe, since it's vanilla, which is a very simple way to make more dirt. Is by again doing gravel and dirt, and the amount of time it takes to make more dirt, we can have more gravel because cobblestone is readily available. Just like how if I were to put it in the offhand, and there we go. Occurs. We need to break it like that in order to get it, but this one's not the best for it. We go into here. There it is there. We're going to throw that back up there. We need this tool. And there we go. Now we take for that and rinse and repeat for that. But I can also use the pack saw and but yeah, I'm just going to but there we go. Now we're going to take this tool. Oh, I noticed that we missed the coarse dirt. Luckily there. And then there. The more thing I think we can do is this. Put it in offhand. And there. that's what mostly the time I was doing when I let you guys go at the beginning of the from the last episode. Was mainly doing that. So now what we need to do is have 3 brick done. And now we had enough stone. And there we go. That part is all done now. Now, just in case, we're going to need some more. I do note the blast furnace will be a lot faster. Oh, and to make it more clearly for everyone here, to order to get for the items, to actually show that you have to complete it, you have to make sure it stays in your inventory a little bit, or else it won't actually count. I had that happen to me beforehand, which was not helpful, because I've learned that and advise get used to doing that, where you have to have it in your inventory. Because trust me when I say, when you don't have it and that's what blocking you, it's irritating. So I'm putting back down for the 25 pieces of dirt that what we had, since we had 50. But putting that in there. Now we could speed this up too by doing the speed and all that. Into here we have 7 stone. Our smooth stone's here. Nothing is in here. Of course, in here we can still use the itty bitty charcoal pieces. Throwing them all in there. We can throw more in there to make it full. Into here, because we're going to need to put more stone in. Luckily, there's a lot of stone from the stunt what I did. But yeah. Okay, got more of that. More stone. We'll go to here. We need to make for this. Luckily I have enough. So we need to do that. Head over to the garden section. And because we have more pumpkin seeds, we can do that. 4 like so, like this. Will get us the no seed drops. Now this one, of course, we need the other one I made for the seed drops because we're going to need it. But in here is that. Our stone is done there. So we can do this. Oh, and another sweet thing about for this is I'm going to get 16 stone, or 16 cobblestone, and I'm going to put it in here. Now, it's going to skip this stage and smelt it fast, where it becomes smooth stone. But we still are going to be required to have stone on us for the time being. That's until we make something later on down the line, which may be coming up real soon in this episode or later, depending on how much we have of the time flowing for this. So, got that. Of course, we're going to need to make some more stones and stuff. So we're going to throw that in there. We're going to do this. That is going to allow us to have that. Now, this is with no seeds and the main output upgrade to make no other drops upgrade. So we're going to throw that in there. And then that's all done. Now, with the no other drops upgrade, like, say I'm doing this, and you see how we have the apples, the sticks, the saplings, and the logs? If I were to put this up there, it will categorize the main drop output, which will be the logs. And it will only really make the logs for us. That's the whole point with that is. That is done. So we got a lot more of that. But yeah. So now since we have the brick furnace, it's going to make it easier making for these. And we're eventually out of stone sticks. What we're missing, or stone sticks, wood gears. So we need to make some more wooden gears to make for more of these. We're going to use those two. Now, as you see, we have that there with a lot of other stuff, but I'm going to do that because we don't need that right now. What we need to do is to actually make glass. So, before I'm running out of all charcoal and stuff, we have it mostly here, which will be 30 and a actual stack in here. So we're going to toss, well, the brick one has it, that has it. We're going to toss it back in there. We're going to have it still cook up all the stone. Over here, we're going to do that. Now, in the other one, I'm going to start more productions of charcoal. And if I do this correctly, I'm going to take these other 9. Well, we made flint out of that one. Jump there. Like so. No, I think we need the other one. It's starting to be a pain in the rear. We'll see right afterwards. Found it out on what it is. It's just, we'll do this. And there. So now we have enough. So now what we need to go is to go into here. Throw that in there. But there we go. See, all right after that is done smelting. Well, for right now, we have the glass and all that smelting. We do need for this. Ooh, we can make better glass with that. For building purposes, but that may come later. Tank structure. So these are the first one. These are basic logic pipes, or machinist pipes, which will transfer liquid. Now I need to make brick ones, preferably just about enough. We need to get another brick one. And I don't think I have any clay strewed around. Oh, besides in there. We can make some more in there. Stones in here. Which I'm going to take them out from this. Throw it into there. Again, gotta make some more charcoal. So we're gonna go with all these. Throw it in there. And cooking up some more clay. Just need to wait for the one more, then be able to make for the item ones, which is there. Like so. There. So as we got that one done, in here we're almost done. Let's just collect them all, and we got this clipboard to keep tasks regulated and make sure we're on the scheduling. But half the time, what's the fun in having that if it doesn't work? In here, again, whatever else we need. Hard to say with that, but I do want this pipe gadget. The pipe gadget will come in handy because with this we can have these in our inventories, connect them up and route them around to what we need. But in between of episodes and stuff, I'm going to make a whole bunch more pipes. I'm going to smooth out some areas. I am going to be expanding the base, both up and down, but that may come a lot later when we get another item. We have to first get our basic techium up and running. I kind of want to do that first before all this stuff happens, to where we need to expand the base. All of our glass is done here. So if we go back to here, we need for this. So a lot of these other ones we can clear away. And this one, which is with smooth stone and stuff, and this, like, we're almost done this whole quest area, and then we can move on to smelting. See, it's here, which we could have made it, which is not a very hard recipe to make, but instead we bought it because we had extra technium, which in a way is not terrible to do, but it just makes it a whole lot easier that we have it already. As long as we keep it in our inventory, when that quest comes up, the quest will be already completed. Then, so at least that's going to be good. We are going to do for this. So that one's done. We got no quest reward from it, so it's okay. So then we just need to do is this. So then we got that done. Allows us to make that. And yeah, that's our basic other thing. Well, we gotta make another one of those. So again, we need to get more sand and all that. I need to clean up this inventory. ingots for that. I can convert this into cobblestone, which then, again, placing down around about 9 of them, which is the bottom part, but we're going to do up to 3 rows so that we have enough glass. There, and all that. And if I have not mentioned this, you can only make any type, like for making glass and all, you can only make that inside the blast furnace. Everyone else does not get hot enough to melt down the silicone and all that's found in sand to combine that all to make it into what it needs to be. We have enough of that, so I'm going to do these 5 pieces right into there, which all we need is the 2. We made that one already, so now we got to make the tank and all that. And to just let you all know, the first part of this, the questing part, may have the little introduction part. Is doing all for you. And noting for all that. So now we got all this done. There might be some sound effects happening again, as I said, in between of episodes. Well, not really in between, but during it all, because of all the neat stuff that's going to be happening. By the way, this collector I've got to place down in our little factory area. Now, in doing so, is going to produce water. This tank, I put there only for temporarily fixing. Now, with this wrench, it is a multi-stage tool. As I'm holding shift and using the scroll wheel, now it's set on wrench and routing. This will allow us to fully do for this. And it doesn't have to be on items to work with item pulling or any of it. It just has to be done on that. So we have all that done. Our glass done, our stone's done. And here's just, again, producing us charcoal as what is needed. Now, to be directly honest, I could get a little bit of rotary automation set up and ready and stuff, but I ain't doing that just yet. We do need to make some more sand, gravel, and more clay, because we're out of clay. Luckily, I have this dirt still. We can use 13 of it. And this 13 cobblestone right here is just going to be changed into gravel. This 14 pieces right here is going to be turned into sand. Just check my inventory if I don't have any more of the sand or gravel already sitting in here, which by the looks of it we don't, so I'm just going to do this and see right afterwards. I have already made it, as you see in my inventory for it right here, but what it is just that it's shapeless, so that's great. So now in here, it is for that. Now it can be only done in a blast furnace to make black brick. Black brick is what is going to be useful because we're getting into, as I said, the melting one also too this episode. So yeah, I'm going to select all these and bring you guys all back. Okay, there we go, everyone. I know you can't see all the list I have for for what's in the map there, because the map's kind of in the way, but for all right here. But most of it's going to be end up getting cleared right now. So what we're doing right now is by making black brick. That is not for that one. Well, that's going up to here. That's this. One's this one. We also do need to make so where we need to go like so. That is all getting done for there. So we need this. The other way. There's the controller. 4, 5. There we go there. So, of course, that one's done. Now we just need another one of these. That will make this solidifier. And we're going to need the glass. Into this part. And there. We are going to need another one. Another tank. Because in doing so, it's going to allow us to make something else that's going to be helpful. In here, here. Let's organize that by using we're going to use some water here. Now the water here is going to be a cheap, easy resource for the heating. So I need basically this one after we set these down. Here's the solidifier. So the solidifier is going to go right here. Or no, this is solidifier. That was the controller. My bad about that. Solidifier there. Tank on top. And the back here for right now is going to be where we put the hot water. This needs 16 buckets, since we made 6 of it. The water up in there. And getting this. And we put 3 buckets in for each of them. So now we need is our charcoal, which we have our mount up here. Let's check on these. We're already with 2 stacks of logs. So building it's going to make it a lot easier. Put into here. I'm going to do this, which is going to make us coal. Now we're going to need to go like this to make the gem mold, but as you see, it didn't pop up for that because that comes later. So we need our logs, and we need to go down for this. That we already made. So now we need a gear mold and a block mold. Now the block mold of coal, we need to do that with a little bit more grout. But as you see, we're kind of fresh out of grout. I'm going to throw that in here. We can lock the fuel in here, which we're going to lock it right now to make coal for us. In the process of that making coal, I'm going to have to make some more clay, gravel, and sand, because we need more grout. So we're going to use up that. And I'm going to turn about that much to sand. See right after. And here is the block mode. Block mold. Now, planks there. There's a few more sticks. And I made this wrong. I don't know if we really need this yet. Because see, it takes 2 solidifiers. There's a crafting table, and that's at this time quite expensive, but not something on what we need right away. So we're going to grab that. I am going to do 3, well, and here's charcoal. So we're just going to produce those. It's going to fill all the way up. Once it starts producing, I think I can take this out, or no. So I gotta wait till it's done. Then I gotta make more charcoal for it. So now we made a coal gear. Now the coal gear is gonna be something noteworthy to have. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make a little bit more. Go to here, throw those 3 in. Should be enough to almost make a full block of coal. Looks to be not true. Okay, so more of our work is done, but we need more of that. one more in just to see if it's going to work. It's almost done. This should be enough. We are, by putting also water in the solidifier part here, we speed up the cooling down of the item what we used. That's at 8, not even bland enough. So we're going to do the 3. That's cool. My bad. 3 there. Of course. So now it's in there, but yeah. So we'll go with that. And we have the block of coal, which I'm going to make some coal gears eventually. So we're going to throw the rest of the charcoal in there. And as you see, we got that. Then we can take the coal, throw it here, make the nuggets. And actually change that back. I'm going to go with this, so I can actually see the coal in my inventory. The nugget ones. Oh yeah, I tossed the nugget back into the chest here. Or no, I actually haven't even made it by the looks of it. So we're gonna take this. So we're gonna need them. I'm gonna put it there. It's not gonna hold that. That's gonna hold all the molds. I don't even know where I made the I probably put the block mold back, which I'm gonna need that. So we're gonna do that to get that done. It's block mold in here. It's not the first one, I know that. Did I put in this one by mistake? No, it didn't. I'm normally very condensed about that. This issue the last time. The gem one's in there, the nuggets one in there, gear one's being used. There it is. It looked like a frame of it, because there's the block mold, and the gear mold's being used. We're going to use that one there. Throat's a little dry, so be right back. There we go. So now we don't have enough there. So what I'm going to do is use the nuggets and use that all up. Since now we have 2 coal gears, we can make the sturdy machine frame. And you kind of see on how it's made. So we got that one done, that one done, that done, that done, that done. We didn't make the modifier. Made that one, that one. Oh, the coal gear, coal block. We didn't craft up the speed one for speed 2. We're missing the stone gears. Luckily we have everything here to make with it all. But we still need another one. And all that. There we go. Got that done. So now we have this sturdy machine frame. We can make the building one, but that one there, I'm gonna make on the off chance of we actually really don't need it. But I am gonna make this the base miner. Then I'm gonna collect up all of our pickaxes. Luckily, I made all these pickaxes and stuff earlier. The hammers, even though they've been used, can be still classified as being used for it. So now we got that. Now the other object we need is this base scaffolding. Luckily I got logs here, so then we can do that. Of course we're going to need more. There we go. Now we're going to need one more objects of it. And I'm going to do that. Making it here. I'm going to take the rest of this coal. I'm going to create it into stone. We're going to need it. The actual stone. And it's going to be helpful to see you all right afterwards. There we go. And just putting the final touches on this. This is how we make one of the customary machines. Now it's running. Now we're going to throw that in there to even speed up the time it takes. There. And only these base ones can hold 64 items. But at least now we can have stone right on available when we need to actually make more. Now, in the process of me doing that, I am going to go right to here and put this going across here, just like so. There's this 3. And we need to go right there. And like so. There we go. Place there, place there. Bam. Then I'm going to put cobblestone here, going down like so. And there. Plus, we're going to need to make a whole nother one of these. So that's a lot of making more pickaxes, hammers, and that. Get some more stone sticks in there. Stone gears. We have this base one. The base frame is for something completely different well, not necessarily down the line of items, but a little bit of afterwards. Oh yeah, I forgot to place these. But I really don't think we're going to need them. it just to me looks a little bit nicer having this. For that little spin around. Which can almost leave myself AFK walking around in circles. But that will make me a lot like hungry for this game than would actually have to eat a lot of food. So I'm going to do 13 smooth stone. And I've tried in the playtest world, I can't make a smooth stone miner. Which is fine for that. So we're going to make some pickaxes and stuff and bring you guys back. There we go. And I have also made grout. In doing that. Now in the process of here, we have stacks to take out. But yeah, now we got that. And we can stack them up. So I think my next one, of course, should be sand, since it can go there. And it's going to be fine here because it's not going to interrupt that. In the process, yes, I have been making more charcoal because we've been out of it for a good while. And that's over here too. It's so that I can make some more coal gears because we've been out of it. So making these 9, throwing it in there. Making more of this. Then after, I'm going to have to turn around and make these into bricks. Because then it's going to make these okay, a little bit different with all these. I might actually oh, it's a multi-block structure, which could be really useful. With that, by doing all this, because these are multi-block mixtures. Seared black glass. Multi-structure valves, controller, put out the fuel, coolant, and solidifiers. And this is a pretty good style size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 9. Well, it would be actually almost a 10 by 10 structure, but a 5 by 9 structure. I can see that being placed up or above with all this. Just missing another stone gear. Luckily, I made lots of it. There. Missing another stone gear. Go. And more cobblestone, of course. The tools and stuff, and put it in that spare chest of what I made prepping for this episode. That can be put away back into this chest. Right now, everyone as it is, I have all of them set up. And each of them have a slight upgrade in them, to where a lot of them, each of them have a sturdy machine frame in them. There are a lot of them are already full. Gravel was just newly placed there, so it's going to take its time doing that. But there we go with that. In here I am making some of the coal coke. And in the process of that, I'll grab all of our technium stuff. All three of the potatoes are done. Let's end up beating that. But there we go with all that. Now I need to make some more black brick. That's what's melting. Down, we're going to need some more coal. That's what's over here, it's smelting. What I grabbed earlier from it in my own inventory that I had. We need that. So that one's done, that's done, that's done. We haven't made that. So engineer's hammer. Very simple on to what we need to do. Two of those. Some stone sticks. Like that. Did I make a mistake with that? Oh, it's the hammers. So we actually need to make the hammer some more. So we need more cobblestone. Luckily, machine is backed up, so that I can take that and do for that. To make two of those, I can use sticks. That's how we make a stickium. So it actually has to be stone. Stone sticks. Got that. That's done. Oh yeah, that's what treated wood planks. That's after we make the with all the creosote, what we're going to be producing for all the coal stuff. For there, that's so we have 10. Of course, we're going to need to make more. Luckily, gravel's being automatically produced. and see you all after I get all of it set up. We just need to make 6 more, and then we would have had enough to make it all. Then I can convert the rest of it back into gold gears, or thinking more around line of nuggets. One, it will make it easier. So we're going to have to keep some of this charcoal on the side for it, because we're going to need it all with all the other stuff. So we got this, which will be more than enough for of it. Now the rest of it I'm going to allow it to cook it all up, because we're going to eventually need it. Here's the looks of it. I did another mistake of not mathing at all. Plus we're going to need just a tad bit more. Which is almost practically all of it done already. First, the crafting table. See, just 6 more. And these two, since the water there is a lot fuller. And there we go. So now it's going to be at a slow rate. Okay, so we can't put charcoal in here. Or do we need to make logs first? So we need logs. Luckily, this over here it's been producing. So it's a good time now to pick that up. We need to get the no other seed, the no other drops applications for this. We need this. And not for that there. And there. Now, there's another trick with the scaffolding what I'm going to be using. One, to make the base taller, and two, to get up on this stuff much easier. Right now, we're just going to use this one cloche with both upgrades in. We're going to throw a sapling in there with the dirt. Now, we need basic transporting of the items. And then we're going to do this. And that's going to output into here, which is slowly going to produce. We're going to need to change that back from bucket mode. Pick it back up. Then we're going to put this here. And then change that, put it here. We got to change this mode into here. And there. Okay, I'll see you all right afterwards. There we go, we got some creosote in there. Not much, but we got enough in there. So now, I need to make another solidifier. So that's going to take a little bit. See you then. There we go. That one. There's that. With that, we got a lot more to do. The speed 2 upgrade is very simple to make. It takes with coal gears. see as that is all done. So we're going to take that out. I'll throw it over to here. And then here is coal blocks. Well, you know what? We're going to actually do that. And take the coal block from here. And we're going to throw it there for right now. I do need to make another solidifier. I do know with that. So we're going to go to here. I'm just going to pop that there. We have the solidifier that has been created. And we're going to want it there. I do know where we're going to have to change this. What's with this? So, into here, grab that. And then we're going to throw it here. We need to go to this, change that. And we need this to go like so. Throw that right there. And take this. Now, we could do that, but instead I want to do this. So it's a buffer for this. Now, we're going to take our logs, throw them in there, and this is how we're going to make treated plank, or treated wood. It's going to use up a lot of this. So there we go. And I'm just going to do that. It's going to be able to do both of these and kind of keep up well, because once this gets full, which we have now, throw those in there to help it. But now we have coal coke. And the best way to do this solidify we have it is by doing that. Now, of course, I'm going to have to put this back down, way over here. But I'm going to move it a little closer. So, there it is. So now we're just going to put that. And most of it's got token. Luckily, we're going to be able to get the logs quickly. But if I go here, grab that out, pull that, and there. Now I'm going to throw that in there. I am actually going to make this one into a speed 2 so that we have that done. I'll throw those in there, pull that off, grab the gear, and put that. Now the cloche is back, that is back filled up. We could do a little bit like this, to where we never have to put water in that again. And that's going to be used as this is filled up with 16 buckets. Or we just need one more gear. Luckily it's coming down to pipeline for it. In there. So now in here, we take this and put like that for speed 2. Which allows that to go. Need that to go in there. But yeah, so we got that done. All that. The builder. I'm going to do that in between. Because all that will do is, that was like, say for instance, I'll take the stone here. I will throw it in here, and now I can change it. I can do this with the dirt and stone and all. Like, this will just allow me to be more creative and stuff. Like, say we take the white, or we take this. This tile looks great. And now, say if I don't want to make with this, I can throw this into the builder and put a coal block for the added speed. That's what I was looking at with the redstone here. Because if I click on usage for redstone and go along this list, right here, the speed blocks for fluid generation, repairing, and the build guider. Right now, coal block and fences are on the low end of the block because we don't have access to all these tools a little bit later on. But that will allow us to do for that. And you know, just because I feel sportive for it, we are going to make it. I'll bring you guys back after I get that done. So I'm just going to clear this out a little bit. And then I'll reorganize and then bring you guys back after I have it done. Okay? Okay, I end up making it off camera, but it's a real simple thing. It's like that. Shouldn't be too hard for everyone. Now I am going to put this here. So now, if I have, for instance, the stone stuff, which is right here, you know, we're going to go into here, throw that in. See how slowly it's producing it? Well, it's faster than usual, but not by too much with it all. So we're going to take this block of coal, because it's currently the fastest thing we have. We're going to throw it in there. Now see, it releases, it's by 200 ticks. Now it's, see, 220. So it takes 20 ticks off of it. And now, since we just made one of that, I can leave that, and who knows, depending on what episode, this ground might be changed to symbolize that brick, or I might have it placed above. Because I could change this up to where this floor, like, once we get the second part built, because I'm going to be doing that in between episodes, because if we take a look ahead of it, up in the Techium trees, up here, right here, it takes a flight block, and this is the flight block mechanism. This, to make this, will take 5 basic Techium framework and 30 of those. To get those, we need to continue more down the list into here, basic Techium, which we can already do with block washers, then going down the list. And once we get, because we will age into the copperistic time. So let's collect all those. And we're practically almost done this. We gotta do washers Oh, this. Place 6 different miners. And yes. That's 6 different ones right there. So now we're going to do this, which is melting cobblestone. Black brick, that, and that. Well, we have part of that, and we do have coal coke. I don't need to make gears anymore. Well, I still need to make gears. Because that is a gift, but we can smelt up the grout, which I will be doing. We have 1 black brick already. We have the coal coke needed. And we have this. I'm going to be saving up the techium stuff until when we exactly really need it. Which ain't going to be for a while. Because there is easier placing objects that allow us to place this stuff with ease. So the builder's done. Cobblestone melter. And there you go. With the cobblestone melter now. Now, the thing about the cobblestone melter, we can already make now lava with it. We can place it there. It doesn't use any power. Which is, like, all with this doesn't use power. Which, in my book, in my opinion, is very powerful. Like, the solidifier, very easy. See, we're backed up on that already. Charcoal. Like, we got so much of it. And it's only going to get more and more quicker and need to spend it all. We can do this now, since we already have that done. Because I bought that a while ago. Which is right there. So we're going to get these 4 done. And then basically it'd be the end of the episode. So we don't need that. We can make this. It is just, it's going to be expensive on it. Which now, since we have the cobblestone melter and grout kind of being made, and I messed that up. And now we have that. Now, of course, I'm probably going to have to make a whole new, like, I'm going to have to make another tank right here of this, because this is going to get backed up. But in here, we're going to grab out all the grout, which we end up having. Now, the coal coke here, I'm going to be using more because it takes the price of 1 piece of charcoal and makes it to where it can cook up 2 times. Times the amount. It can basically cook up 16 items. So we need about 4, because beforehand we needed about 8 pieces of coal to cook 1 stack. Now we need 4 pieces of coal coke to cook 1 stack. So now, just letting everyone else know, charcoal and coal is going to be mainly used for this, unless the craft dictates otherwise. That I need to grab it. I need to grab out coal and that. But I'm going to be using more of coal coke for all my smelting purposes, because if memory serves on correctly, I made it to the point where I had to make blocks of coal coke to keep up with the machine on my playtest world before it got corrupted and I could not access it any longer. That made me super mad with that. So I was not even happy with it. Because I spent all that time and I made that wrong. Because I need for that. But yeah, I spent a long time with it. Like, I had a perfect world. On my playtest world was a random seed I generated. Like, the perfect spawn and all that was where I was stuck in a permanent savanna. Where it made it even harder, where it didn't get the rain and all that. But to me, that was fantastic. Because I normally don't like listening to the rain in Minecraft. Depending on the certain mod pack, that I can deal with the rain. But most other mod packs, I kind of just have it to where rain is off. Like, I don't hear it rain, it will still rain. But it won't be as loud, crackling of thunder and stuff. And all that. Because in honest opinion, it makes it harder to talk. I will have to constantly yell or raise the voice up for everyone to hear. I'm still making for this. Because we're going to need of course, with gold beers. Just to let you know, I am going to be making more of these. I'm going to have to be setting up an area like where I make coal nuggets, coal gears, and blocks of coal. So I'm going to be also building up this area. I got a pretty good design, I think. More sticking in line with these spikes. Of course, these are going to stay like how they are. But the other ones I'm going to have to build up there and stuff. I could also wait till when I get the flight block to fully expand. So now we got lava here. Now, I could grab it with ceramic buckets, but I don't want to shatter the buckets because of lava being too hot, I guess, for it, and then it'll be breaking it. Okay, for what we need is the we need this here. So we need 2 solidifiers, black brick, and a crafting table. That's 5 there, 7, which will make for that. Like this, which is another solidifier. That's dirt. Do we have any more planks? We got 3 planks there. I think I can take these planks and make it into our crafting table. Nope. 3 to put planks like that. Okay. So those aren't really helpful. They're more for decoration now, which is kind of fine. What am I doing? We have a to make it right here. I can take these 4, make them into planks. We are going to use up a lot of the crafting tables, so I need more black brick. which is going to cook up all of it. Still got the ones here. So put that there. Have enough there. Go like this. Makes 5. 2 more, at least, for that. And I know this is much longer episodes than what is usually on my channel. I got told that I should make them longer, not too long. So there we go for that. Let's collect all those. So we got 2 of them. And in there, we almost have 40. Now, this, how do I put it? You know, Tinker's construct designing? That's what this is. The modifier here for the water will help cool it all down. This, oh, there it is. Don't want to use the pickaxes. I love using my paxel. Or this, if we put it in here, thing becomes empty. Yes, it does. That's great. Because now I can actually just take this. Basic transporting. I need mechanicals, which is right here. I'm gonna put it like so. I can throw it right there. It'll never hook up because it doesn't register as we have to put items in. But there we go. So now this is going to be permanently on. Well, this is going to be working. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to throw it right here. So now this has lava, which now is a much higher fluid than we had from the hot water. So yeah. This can use certain other bits within. I don't think that the coal will opt to go in here. No, the coal hasn't went. The coal is over here. So at least there's that. And now we can use that up to make more. Here it's been working greatly. I could just do like that, dump it out. I can dump it all out. I can grab this too because I want to do that. But yeah, there's going to be no support of running out of creosote oil anytime soon. If need be, I might make 3 of them, and I can stack them, and just take the cloche, put on the one side. I probably might have to make 3 of them. Like, have a right in the throne for that. Hang on, everyone. Haha, there we go. Much better with it. Here it was getting super dry. But let's grab for those. Anything else in here, Nothing else is needed. But yeah, as you see, that this stuff grows faster when it's like this. Instead of all congealed into one lane of each of their items. And yes, I put the speed 2 up in here. Very simple on to make. Again, I might do more of the speed ups, like the state of 2, then when I have you guys on for the next episode, which again, if you guys comment down below saying that you guys really enjoy this and you want more of it, then all you have to do is just comment down below. And I can't guarantee, but I can try to get it out to where it becomes on the earlier episodes, like earlier during the week. And that I personally would love to do a lot earlier in the week, like to take this to being this, if I can do the recording Monday, like all the recording, that through it all, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all so on. But again, my commentary only like consists of, if people want it done, then they will have to just let me know. Right now, I'm just putting that in there so that it can cook up the rest of that without burning through all that coke. Because once this, I find, and if I can get, because eventually you might see me do is take one of these setups, bring it over here, and that. Because this cobblestone melter is going to fill up. By the way, I am going to be making more of these cobblestone melters and stuff to kind of keep up with the need of lava. With my, for the, basically for the not tinkerer stuff. More for this, for this melting of stuff. So I'm going to throw that back up there so it can suck up all the lava. 4 buckets right now, practically very handy with it. In here, we're going to take that. This has made more cocoa for us. One, it actually makes a lot of right here, creosote oil, 1 block. I forget the exact science with it, but it is pretty handy to have. And like, I can now do 16 items per smelt. So then it'd be 32. Well, 16, 32. Full stack of it down. 16, 32. Now another 16, 48, and then 64. As I said, and from showing you with the mini charcoal, 4 of those in here will equal 1 stack to like cook up a full stack with nothing left over. Let's organize that. We have more charcoal production wise. I could grab the, like, make a whole nother seed area, like for this, making a whole another version of one of these, or the cloches and all, what I'm actually aiming at to do. For that, we do need more coal gears, so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to take this, and I find that this is better. Take that, I'm going to throw those in there. with also another one entirely. Now, I've been also working on another game. One, like, it allows me to make dungeons and stuff. Questmaster is the game. Love the game. Very fun, immersive. I'm still working on my new dungeon that is coming out. Hopefully, that everyone here, when it eventually comes out, gets a pretty good, decent playtime with it. And let me know if it needs to be longer, needs to be difficult, needs to change. I do know one of you guys have messaged me asking about that. You do know who you are for that. And I do note comments related to this series and on here um, are going to be pinned up on a board that I'm going to have here. Your name is going to go beside it, and then your comment of it. Please no rude comments, profanity words, or anything of that. If such as that is put, you will not be put up on the board, or the comment will be deleted. And who knows, on if I do a live stream, that you may be a part of the live stream where you get to chat in it. Because I'm not playing around with that. And none of this skivvy stuff or any of that nature needs to be also put in the comments. Okay, I am 30. I am way too old for it, and the brainwash shit is annoying. I'm being nice and I'm being polite with it, which says also a lot because even though I'm Canadian and we're known for niceness, take us off in the one direction of it, and you will see a side that is not so nice. I'm being blunt, I'm being honest, because I'm also very tired of seeing it. Like, I don't actively look for it. Half the time it gets plastered onto whatever I'm looking at, and I no longer am enjoying with it. It gets annoying because when I pop into this one Discord group, you guys know who you guys are, that half of you guys' speeches are with that. And I could do with that, but I want to save some of the dirt. Because I'm running low on it, I'm going to actually need it for heading up further up the Ted trees with it. Because one is getting more cloches up there, as I use the scaffolding to climb for this. Making more of it and making sure that it is all good. Because like if we need to get oak, I can take 9 of these and buy 9 oak trees and keep that gloss and make a separate gloss area. Like put it over in the farming district and that. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a backup with it. But yeah, could have it over here. And that. Yeah. As I keep going off topic, we need to make these. So now we need to take treated wood in that. Luckily, we're going to have a lot of treated wood. So we got 4 chests, so we can be able to make it in here. We got a stack. Also, just take out the stack. I do realize that I'm going to have to actually use these more often. And won't be, well, I could put in the water. Just don't take from the two sides. Could go like that, and we still have an infinite water source right here. We still have infinite amount of water due to right here. Like, it's going to get to the point where I might have to make more of those coming down the line, but it's going to be so much. By the way, how is it in here? We have a stack of that stuff. So yeah, we're getting more building blocks, and the diamond stick, the diamond sticky stick, the diamond stick here has what it says max reach, or the max amount of blocks it can place down before breaking, which is that much, which very handy on that. We could always make the regular sticks, but I don't think we need that. So now, if I go to this, we made that one. So now the round with the items, and for this one, with those. Okay, so we have that there. We need the other one. Right here. There we go. We could have made it in the right over where the water is at, where the other one is, but I didn't feel like that. And there. We need to make for this, which is going to take for all that. Lucky for us, we've been having a lot of that. This is still going to be quite busy with work, so we're going to take that in there. I'm going to use that to cook up there and that, because we're both going to need those. See you all right afterwards. Okay, everyone, we have enough now to make the item logistics shorter. There we go. That whole chapter is now done. Now, we're on the basic techium. So tune in for next time for it all. Hopefully everything else goes as planned for it all, and hoping that everything else goes good, that more of you guys want to see this. Now, in between episodes, I will be setting up another coke oven, also some more cloth. As you see, I made the upgrade to it, so there is going to be that. Like, there is going to be basic automation and stuff. Like, for instance, I might be doing where I have the chest running for these, as I just try to go up here for that, and plus be working on the next level. I don't know if I'm going to go up or down first, or again, as I did state, wait for the flight block to actually fully get this off the ground. I'm definitely not intended for that one. And try to make some more of the item pipes. The fluid ones is what I don't need as much, it is mainly these that I'm going to need a whole lot of. And there we go. Because one I might be putting it for there. There. I might just change this one up to make it more seem balanced. Switch this to here. But it might do the first chest, like so. Because eventually I'm going to be upgrading these to the better area. Oh, and now do that in chunks. Oh, I didn't mean for this. So to change it back. To there. I'm going to do that. The items are going to be bouncing out of it all. There. Since that's going to be doing all that. Okay. I'm Ranger Motor. I thank you all so much for watching. Take care, y'all. Range Motor, signing out.